Hey, welcome. I'm Lee Kellogg, and this is another nature journaling adventure, and I'm thrilled that you're here with me today. We are going to go explore my yard. It's early spring here in the high desert. We're about 6,500 feet in New Mexico, and we're going to go find a few things that are blooming, that are out to give us a little hope of spring coming and that all the other wildflowers that will be coming. So let's go explore. So this is a little grouping of flowers that I found. It's all the same flower that I noticed just like I almost stepped on them. I was chasing a bird the other day and noticed these guys to give you a little perspective on their size. There's my hand. So there are just a few of them growing here, and that's one of the things I found in the drier Southwest is that flowers tend to grow in little clumps, little groupings. Rather, some of them are scattered around, but more groupings like this. This one's a hard one to see. This is, I'm going to call it a vetch. It's in the pea family, and we know that partly by its leaves and then partly by the flowers. This one I almost stepped on. Once again, another one that I almost stepped on in my yard, because you can see it just sort of blends in so well. It's very unassuming, and it took me a while to re-find it also. And there's just the little flowers, little tiny pea-like flowers. Look at them, teeny tiny. So yet another one in the yard. So when you walk around the yard, you have to keep your eyes on the ground, because there's cactus, and the prickly pear are some of the worst. So they will be blooming in here in a few weeks, probably about 4 to 6 weeks, and this guy's a healthy looking one. But you know, they're hiding there. They're in amongst the grasses. This guy's probably no more than 6 inches high, and you know, they're there. They bite. All right, here's another one of our little cactus that grow in the ground. So you can see how it's not very tall. It's like no more than probably about 3 inches high. And it does have bud blossoms on it, little buds right there ready to bloom. So probably in a week or two, this guy will be in bloom. So sometimes it does pay to look around, look in amongst leaves and grasses and see what's growing underneath things and where they're hiding. And here we have 2 little cacti in bloom. Yes, they're open. And the thing with these blossoms are that they open during the midday. So it's about 12:30, you know, just after 12 o'clock noon right now. And that's when they open. If you look for them in early morning, they're gone. By evening, they're gone. So it's one of those where you actually have to be out midday looking for the flowers. And these little cactus are about 2 to 3 inches high. The yuccas are hardy. They are actually the state flower, although there are many variations on the yuccas around. This is one particular kind, and I don't know the difference between them. We've got at least 3 different kinds growing in our yard, all of them volunteers. So they do grow, they will be blooming. I'll probably do a video on them when they start blooming here in a couple of weeks. So you can see the earth here is very cracked and very dry. It's also very fine and powdery. One of the interesting things that I'm noticing because everything's so dry and we haven't had much rain, that you can see the pathways. You can see this sort of going from the upper right to the lower left. The earth has been smoothed out. All over I'm seeing the trails. I wouldn't call them little. There's lots of network of trails made by the rodents, whether it's the gophers, the pack rats, the mice. You can see their roadways in the soil. All right, so this is my spring. It's the flowering plants around the yard here. My pages are my illustrations from the plants we looked at in the video. On the left here we have, this one took me a little while to figure out. It is a Fiddler spring parsley, and I've labeled that in the video, but it was just, boy, that took me a long time to find it, and I finally did. It was very, very good, very exciting actually, to put a name to a mystery plant. The next one to the right here is the green flowering hedgehog cactus. It's a little guy. They're all over the place. Sometimes you got to hunt to find them. And like I said in the video, the blossoms only open up at noon. And then my last one for my journal page is the purple vetch. And this guy is he's really sparse. I don't see very many of them. And I've only found the one in my yard. So there we are. There's the journal illustrations and labeled, and you can, do whatever you want with your journal. Record the plants how you want to see them and how you need to remember them. And sometimes you need to record the plants so you can identify them later, as I did with the parsley. I hope you enjoyed a little exploration through my yard with some blooming plants, mysteries, who knows. Anyway, I've got a little pine siskin in the tree beside me here calling away. Thank you for listening. Greatly appreciate it. Or listening, watching. Appreciate it. Please leave a comment below. Click the bell so you get notifications when I post a new video. Subscribe to the channel and leave us a like. I'm Lee Kellogg, and I will see you next week.